Hey, Chris Dorn here. Just wanted to do a quick test of some Santone Swim Jigs with some different trailers and see how they react in the water and give me some insights as to how I fish them. Now, since I'm doing this and my tank test, tub test here, figured I might as well share all this with you. Starts off with Santone Swim Jig. All the tests are with a 3/16 ounce, with the exception of one case I'll have a 5/16. And the first trailer I'll start off with is Caitlyns 5-inch twist tail. Now the Caitlyns 5-inch is probably one of my go-to grubs. It's got a super soft tail. It reacts at really slow speeds. What I'm seeing here is it pretty much drops straight down. Pop it and it pretty much drops straight. As you can see, I'm dragging it really slow and you get a really good tail action. Of course, if you drag it faster, you get a good tail action. So this one would make a good drop bait or just on a straight swim. Second one I'll give a shot here. We got a Reaction Innovations beaver on here. This one seems to glide a little more. On the tug it seems to give a little bit of a glide. And of course on the swim really doesn't do much, just because it's not meant to be. Now what I'll do here is I'll set the camera down and I will open up the flaps and see what that does. Still pretty much the same action on the drag. Let's see. They don't flap on the swim, but on the drop you do get the action of the back. Maybe a little bit of a crawfish action. So this would be a good glide bait, good for bottom, kind of dragging and hopping off the bottom. Next bait we got here is an Angler's Choice Kill Shot. It's a great drop shot bait. I use it on a slider jig a lot. Figured I'd see what it'd do on a swim bait, or on a swim jig. This, like the beaver, the Reaction Innovations, kind of has a gliding action, but you get quite a bit of tail action on this bait too. So this would be a nice bait for a little more subtle presentation than a beaver style bait. But at the same time, if you kind of hop it along slowly, you're going to get a lot of action with that tail. As far as a swimming motion, you really don't. It's not really meant to have a swimming motion. Here we got a Berkeley Havoc, I believe it's a grass pig. I don't have it rigged perfectly, or it doesn't really really have a good fall, so this would be a bad drop bait. This is more, of course, being a swim bait, is meant to swim. Overstating the obvious there, but seeing this, a lot of times I do like to stop a bait and drop it to the bottom, but seeing the action of this bait, if I stop it, I would never let it go to the bottom because it kind of has a real awkward fall as it drops. Kind of just falls to the side, and so stop and go retrieve would be good, but a stop and drop off the bottom would not be the best presentation. Now this bait, it's a yum craw of some kind, or woolly bully or something like that. I got them on sale at kind of out of a clearance bin, but what I did is I rigged them sideways instead of like the beaver bait to give more of a bait fish profile. This actually worked pretty well this last summer, fishing it in milfoil. I think keeping the bait rigged this way kept it in kind of in line with the weed guard and actually helped it kind of drop in through the milfoil and get through the heaviest patches of milfoil. Surprisingly, I'll give this one to the Santone jig head design. I kind of thought with the bait rigged sideways as it would try to kind of fall to the natural way, but it really seems to stay on the side and actually has a really nice kind of bottom bouncing action too. And of course it works as it really well as on the swim too. Like I said, this is one presentation I had a lot of luck with this summer. Next one I got here is kind of more of a typical trailer. This is a swing oil Deedlebug trailer. I believe it's a Deedlebug Junior trailer. So just kind of your standard, similar to a chunk trailer, but it also kind of has the side flappers kind of similar to a beaver bait, just in a chunk size. Let's see how this gives a real kind of finesse small package, and what I'm noticing is it gives a real very erratic fall. Doesn't always glide straight. So this would actually be a fish a lot of reed beds. This would actually be you can see with the skirt fanning out, this would actually be a really good finesse bait when the bass are on a really off bite or cold front. And this should penetrate the milfoil well too. The last one I got here is a net bait pocket craw, and this one happens to be on a 5/16 ounce jig. I only had so many 3/16 ounce, so now this one, unlike the chunk, is not as erratic. Tends to fall forward and actually has a really nice kind of bottom bouncing. Allows the skirt to flail out, and those claws with the just sits up really nice. This swim jig is really versatile. Not only can you swim it, obviously you see the head design kind of stands up. And had a lot of luck with this rig, this combo this summer. And of course, the craw you have to pull at a pretty good rate of speed, but when you do, you get a really good flapping. But this one's really in its element, just kind of hopping it off bottom. So one other thing I want to show you quick, find this one. Yeah, now what I wanted to point out, you can see how, not sure if you can see it from this video, but the bottom of the heads has got a kind of nice shaped head, but the bottom here is flat. So that what that flat lets the jig do. So now they got a nice shape for penetrating through cover, through grass, through milfoil, through weed, any sort of weed. But that flat allows it to be very versatile, where you can, especially at that pocket crawl, you can bounce it on bottom, you can fish it like a stand-up jig too. So yeah, I hope this helps. This actually helped me a lot, just seeing how the different baits reacted, and gives me an idea how to fish them. Tight lines.